Hello, everyone. I'm just getting my setup ready here. And today is for my Tauruses. This is a special gift for you guys because I'm just, as I said in the last recording, I just crossed over 5,000 followers, which is totally amazing to me. I just tickles me pink. And so I wanted to give a Christmas gift to the Taurians who follow me because you guys have been so loving and supportive. And I wanted to do pick a card readings today. So before I get started, let's see. I want to, first of all, I'm just going to start and draw a couple cards from the True Love reading cards just to set the tone for the day. And and then while I get those ready, I have my coffee here. There's like a king size mug of coffee. Where do I want to put this? Put it off over here. So thank you for coming today. The way to participate is to add a comment, hit the thumbs up so I know you're joined in the energy of the call, and then just we'll have you comment to claim your reading, and you'll get to pick from one of my three decks. I have my teddy bear deck, this is the Light Seers deck, and this is the Angel Tarot. So those are pick a card choices. So while I prepare the True Love reading cards here, what I want, if you haven't, welcome back to those of you who are back with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Those of you who are new, please go ahead and subscribe now so that you can be part of the Taurian mission here. Because so many people come to me and ask, how do I find a soulmate, or where's my one true love? And then, if only life were like this, where you open up the book, you're like, okay, the divine masculine. How do you like that? I just randomly pick, right? And I'm like, this is it. How do I get there? And then over here would be a recipe telling you exactly how. And I've been doing this for years, and so far nobody has found that kind of path. Ariel Ford wrote a book called The Soulmate Secret many years ago now, and she did meet her soulmate in her 40s and wrote her story. So that's something that I support. I mean, I know her, and she's a good woman, and she found a husband. However, or a partner, because I know I have all kinds of people listening. However, here at Tarnished Angel, what I want to do is to help bring more love to your life. Yes, romance is fabulous, but it's nice to feel loved and cared for by lots of people. And so that's what I want for you. I want you to be so attractive, so magnetic, because you are your own self. You are vibrating your own personality, and then you learn how to receive and allow love in. Because sometimes people are trying to love you, but it doesn't feel like love, even though from their standpoint, they really do love you. So if there's something in the way, blocking you, you don't feel loved, you may feel unattractive, you feel like everybody else gets all of the attention and you don't get any. If you have those kinds of feelings, that's what you're in the right place. I'm perennial fish out of water person, never feeling like I quite fit socially. And so I have to do a lot of strategies to get myself out there. And so here in this channel, you guys have made me feel more comfortable than I would have thought possible, just by your acceptance and your curiosity. So I'm going to draw a couple cards for the tone of the call, and then go ahead and drop a comment so I'll know you're here, and then you can pick one of the decks and I'll read a couple cards for you when it comes to love. Okay, so, and hopefully I can do all this technologically while I am trying to put this little video together. So I'm going to pick two cards. The sun is coming in today. Some of you know that I lived in Mexico for a while, and now I'm in Tennessee, and it's supposed to drop to the single digits next week. So I love the fact that I have this sunny window. So let's see what we have here. The Divine Feminine. Oh man, she has been showing up in so many of my own personal readings, and the theme of what's going on with my clients, with my private clients. Because the women that I talk to, and I do talk primarily to women, have had to take on a lot of responsibility. In fact, I consider I was raised with 7 brothers, and even the dog was a boy. So I have a lot of masculine tendencies. I'm strong. I know what I want and I go after it. And I might even be seen as a bit aggressive. However, I like to think of assertive. But many of the people that are attracted to me are the same way. And so, how can we embrace a softer version of ourselves, the divine feminine, drawing us into a balanced relationship between the strong parts of our personality and the softer parts of our personality? And this is not mamby-pamby. This is not wishy-washy. This is the opposite of a doormat. But how can you be seen and felt as receptive and soft, because that's what people are looking for in their relationships. I do have a couple of dogs, so if they start barking, I apologize ahead of time. Okay, and let's pull our second card here from the True Love Oracle. And we have, oh my gosh, can you believe this, you guys? Oh, I just got goosebumps all the way from my legs to my head. Anybody else just feel goosebumps? What is it that the universe is up to for us, Taurus, today, right? What is the distorted feminine? In a way, that's confirmation for what I was just talking about. Because if you're a single mom, I've been single for 8 years now. I have to have my own back. Yesterday's daily card message was about Archangel Michael having our back. And in a way, if you're a spiritual person or you're interested in energy, you're probably like me, where you just had to rely on your own self for life, right? But self-reliance is so sexy, you guys. Self-reliance, the ability to rely on yourself to solve your problems. No whining and complaining, just take care of it. That's very sexy on both sides. There's not neediness in that. So the distorted feminine energy is something that's very important to look at, because that's when we can start to use our femininity to hurt people and to twist things. That's where the manipulation and control can happen. Whereas the divine feminine is so completely um, able to, I'm just going to cover up her. I heard there's censorship going on YouTube, so I'm just going to use my thumb to censor her for a minute. But the fact is, though, that the divine feminine is not a weakened version of femininity. At the opposite, is extraordinarily empowered. So if you've happened into this reading today, Taurus, and you are wanting something new in love to be evolving as we go towards 2023, you are in the right spot. So I believe that the universe, make sure she has clothing on. Oh, yeah. I believe the universe really wants to heal a lot of us in terms of how we express our strength, how we come across. Can we learn to use only the bare minimum of our anger, fear, and doubt? And I say use it on purpose, because can we use those reminders of our humanity to find our core, which is where I believe the divine connection lives, in the core of you, the core of me. Once you're plugged into that, your intuition is firing on all cylinders. You find yourself in the right place at the right time. And that's all that I keep preaching every day, every video. I say the same thing. We need to magnetize ourselves by being true to ourselves. So it's up to you guys. What would you like? What would you like to ask? Or do you want me just to draw you a random card that will give you the wisdom? I can see there's some people here, so go ahead, and I'm kind of wonder if I'm going to lower this little bit so that I can see better. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, just there, that's easier. I'm just going to slide these forward here. And I'm going to start with the teddy bears. And so the people that are on the call right now are on the call, that are watching with me. And we're looking for personal messages for finding balance between the divine feminine and what the card's calling the distorted feminine, parts of us that are just a distortion, like when you go to the amusement park and stand in front of a waving mirror. It's just not quite the real you. So if you'd like me to draw you a card, put it in the comments. Let me see you. I would be happy to draw you a card. Okay, so I feel like that there's somebody watching who has been a single parent for a while. It's hard because the parenting part is very draining, it's exhausting, and the lack of support. So if you're a single mom and you feel like you're being really stretched, let's see what the message is for you. And the Page of Swords. Okay, the Page of Swords. There's a couple things that come to my mind when I look at the Page of Swords. I love the teddy bears so much, but if we think about the swords deck, the Ten of Swords, or excuse me, the sword suit, the Ten of Swords is the figure that often is pictured with swords in its back. And it's a very painful card. Probably one of the most painful cards in the whole tarot deck is the Ten of Swords. However, what this is a reminder is that most of what's really bothering you is in your mind. It's how you think about things. And once your mind is filled with hatred or anger towards an ex, it's almost as painful as if somebody was poking you with a sword. It really, really hurts. When you do get the Ten of Swords in a reading, this is not the Ten of Swords, the next card following is the Page. And pages are all about learning lessons. And they love to learn. They're excited about what they're discovering. So when I think about the energy of the Ten of Swords connected to a single mom, because I'm feeling like this particular card is for any single moms, is that the difficulty you had with your ex, the wounds that you had to your spirit, were very, very serious and severe. And the angels see that, and there is relief on its way. How do I know that's true? Because this is the Page of Swords. 10 closes out a cycle. So sometime in the last maybe month or so, there's been some transparency and you've seen some things that you didn't see before and you're ready to move on. So the Page of Swords coming to you today is off on a great adventure. Look at how we get to see the back of this page. And the page has got his sword in the air, which is very much reminiscent of the Ace of Swords. Fresh start, clarity, security, ready to take on the world. When you look at it, though, the very first thing this little explorer faces is a river without a bridge, right? A river without a bridge. So this is where you really do need to dig in, plug into your intuition for guidance to know how to cross over to the next part of your life ahead, right? So this really does show there's a little bit of stuck energy because the pain is different and you have been ready to move on. But the truth is, right this minute, you're not quite sure which way to take, right? Well, let's just draw a couple cards for clarity for our friend here and see if we can find some support for him. Now, what I will tell you is that, again, I believe that the very first thing that you manifest when you're looking to manifest anything, and love is one of those, is the very first thing to manifest is always ideas. Always. Rarely does somebody come in to your life and in concrete form. Like, let's say you need a car. Rarely does the car show up on your driveway or in front of your house. But once you start clearing the way by getting rid of the worries and the doubts and the fears and the anger towards your ex, then you clear the way for ideas to come. So if you look at this, look at how the wind is blowing all around this little figure. Sure, it looks like they don't know where to go next, but because they've cut off the pain from the past, their sword is up in the air like an antenna to get ideas, right? So let's get some help for our bear. Now, see, I love when the cards, this gives me goosebumps again. I say that because sometimes you might get goosebumps while you're listening to me, and then we know we feel a connection. But to have the high priestess show up is a beautiful thing, you guys, because the high priestess is the symbol of intuition. And I love on the top of it's the honor roll that she is holding, but look what it says. It says honey, sweetness, right? This is so true. When you've really had hurt feelings and you're struggling to get over your ex, you're filled with bitterness, right? And it's not that I don't blame you. Life is very hard when you've been treated unfairly. But the truth is, you have the ability to clean house and get rid of some of the bitterness, and your intuition will guide you every step of the way. Even the fact that you're listening to this reading right now is remarkable, and it's a gift for you and your family, truly, because you have so much more inside of you than you even know. But the more stuck you are in the unfairness of the past, you can't advance forward. And so, even though there's unknown in the future and we can't even see its face, it might even have tears from the past, but there is a charge forward energy here. So, let's see what is on the other side. And we have the Nine of Wands. So, oh, this is very good. So, let's take a look. Here we have our little friend who's going off, putting an end to the pain, turning the back. This Ten of Swords experience, feeling the heartbreak. This character represents a part of you that's ready to travel on and go forward. But the very first thing that happens, how do you get across this river? There's not a bridge. So staying focused in the moment and waiting for ideas is where he's at. Then the promise comes that the intuition that you need to show you the next logical step. It's the only thing you ever need to have is the next logical step. Okay? And that's Murphy. Murphy, when your body is soft, Murphy, I know it's so tempting. Come here. When your body is soft and relaxed, you have the best chance of getting an intuitive hit. No kidding. Laying down makes your body think that it gets to go to sleep. So if you really are upset, lay down. Do your best to relax your body and then wait, because you will get an idea. Now, what comes ahead of you, I got distracted with Murphy. What comes ahead of you may be a challenge, right? Look at this. Now this character is feeling blindfolded, and there's just something ahead on the road, whatever that is, because there are obstacles to getting wherever you're going. The next logical step will always be enough for you. When you look at this character, there's a fence there, there's protection there. The illusion of whatever it is that's coming is there. But by standing still, relaxing, plugging into your intuition, you're going to know what to do. Okay? So what does all this have to do with love? And what does it have to do with the divine feminine? Remember, that's our task today. The distorted feminine makes a lot of people feel that if they stop trying or they stop working, there's always something to do. I heard somebody call it manic manifesting. You're always running, always taking care of somebody else. That's distorted feminine energy. It's nurturing, but you're doing the nurturing of like 4 women instead of just one. And so the divine feminine knows how to turn her back when she needs to so that she can take care of herself. Super important message for single moms. And also self-love is the leader towards partner love. You must learn to love yourself because I love, there's a woman named Alison Armstrong, and she teaches that men are not just big, hairy girls. And I love that because men are not just big, hairy girls, and they're not intended to be friend soulmate types, where they want to talk all night and they want to hear this and they want to hear that and they want to be a girl with you. You need to find a girlfriend to be a girlfriend. But when you learn what your lane is as a woman and you take care of your own core needs, that's so attractive, especially today. Okay, so who else would like a card? I just finished a little reading there I just felt there was a single mom here who needed to have a word of encouragement, and that's what that was about. If you're just joining me, we drew cards for the theme of the readings today. And the first card that I pulled was the Divine Feminine card. And then I pulled the Distorted Feminine, right? So open, vulnerable, closed, and careful, trying to find balance in all of that. So I have 3 decks here. I have the Angel Tarot, the Light Seers, and also the Teddy Bear deck. And if you'd like a personal reading, I'm here for you. So just drop in the comment, say hi to me, and I I would love to draw cards for you. And if not, I will. And I'm just going to go inside for myself here and see and do another little general reading here with a different deck. Hi, Silver. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Would you like for me to do a reading? I would love to. So which deck would you like? Angel, Light, Seers? So we can just say Angel, Light, or Teddy Bears. What's your pleasure? Now, I know I'm pretty psychic, but if I have to guess, also, we could have internet problems because of where people live. I lived in Mexico for a couple years, and it was what a great experience. I'll never forget it. And a part of me longs to still be there, but the internet was very iffy. So I'm going to choose, the angel. Thank you. Thank you, Silver. This is the first Pick a Card live reading that I'm doing, so it's all real new for me. So thank you for your patience, you guys. Be sure to put a thumbs up if you're enjoying this because that helps other people come on board. And let's see what the Angel Tarot has for us. So now, you guys probably will notice that parts of these readings fit for you too, even though you may not be a single mom. You may have heard some encouragement in the first reading. I'm going to put timestamps in there for you guys to find the readings again. But that's very typical. The law of attraction is a real thing. And so when YouTube helps me because they let the Taurus folks know that I'm doing this reading if people want to drop in. But you guys all have something in common. Our hearts are ringing it like in a harmony, like in a choir, where each one of us, even though we are so far apart, different parts of the world, I would love if you put in your comments what part of the world you're watching from, because we're all linked together in this moment of looking, how can we experience more love in our lives? How can we experience that? So let me just, what are the cards we need for Silver? Okay. Oh, Queen, Your Majesty. Okay, this is the Queen of Wands. Wow. This is a very powerful card, Silver. So, and right away I feel there's 2 things happening. One is that there's there's a horn blaring outside, and the other is that I feel pressure in my upper chest. In fact, I had to grab something to drink. So I feel like what this card is showing is that you are really having much more balance between your divine feminine and your divine masculine in the last few weeks, maybe longer than that. And it's fun for you, but you're quiet and you've been holding it inside. And maybe even there's been, hey, April, um, it's quiet. There's a part of you that is uh, holding back. It's there's the fact that I got the energy kind of stuck in my throat. What that leads, that's always my sign that somebody can't speak their truth. So don't be afraid of moving forward carefully, logically. Find your next logical step. But right now, you're in a time of where your expectations kind of match your reality, if that makes sense to you. Something that you've been wanting to manifest for a while is coming into place in a really, um, how would you say, like concrete way. So watch for that development. Another suggestion for you that always helps for me is start keeping a manifestation journal and write down everything that comes. I mean, even if you find a nickel on the ground, write it down. If somebody gives you something, anything, somebody just gave me a Christmas tree, I'm going to put a little video out about it. It's the sweetest thing ever out of the blue. Another lady is giving me her microwave oven. She's moving. She doesn't need it anymore. So those kinds of things, write them down, especially if you're sensing a little of hopelessness or it'll never happen or why do good things happen to other people and not to me. We have to be careful because you can manifest that for yourself by saying that out loud. So instead, you want to be just saying gratitudes. I am so grateful that these things are working out. Thank yous, a lot of thank yous. And one more tip for you, Silver, is walking around the house and telling, I know this is going to sound flaky, but it works for me, telling things that you love it. Like, I love this lamp here. I love this card. I love I love my iPhone. You know, I love this crystal because that's just good exercise for your mouth and for your ears and for your spirit. I love coffee and chocolate together. It's what I'm sipping right now. I just love it. Now, it's not the kind of love, fall in love, but it really raises your whole demeanor to use the word love more often in a generic way like that. Okay, so there you go, Silver. There's your card. I'm glad you could join me today. And I hope you're subscribing. If not, join us today. And oops, and I'm going to be doing these more often, so please do come back. Thank you, thank you. And April, you want to play along? We have 3 decks to pick from. We have the Teddy Bear deck, the Light Seers, and the Angel Tarot. So which deck would you like for me to use? And I'm just going to shuffle this while you're picking. But when I love when queens show up in a pick a card reading like this because it show, especially with our theme of finding our core divine. Thank you. I see. I'll pick the angel one for you, April. When we're working at balancing the distorted feminine, which is where we get a little manipulative and bossy and, oh gosh, martyr. Oh, my. There's so much martyr energy involved with the distorted feminine. I personally, I have to really watch that. I was raised Catholic, and that you can make editorial comments about that and guilt and what have you. And there's a confirmation sacrament that you go through somewhere in your childhood, and you get to pick a name to go with your name. So my name is Catherine Marie. Marie, of course, carrying the symbolism of the Mother Mary in the Catholic Church. And then I picked my confirmation name from my favorite saint. Joan of Arc, and I'm not kidding, a true to life martyr. I picked to be my patron saint. Okay. So I think part of that's just like my religious background. But the fact is when I'm hurt, especially by a family person, it's martyr energy that comes up. And I am in the second half of my life right now, and it took most of my life to come to grips with that martyr energy. So I feel that for a lot of us, that could be true. The distorted feminine pulls us into all kinds of low vibrating crud, right? So anyway, April, not that none of that was pointed at you, girl, but it was just on my mind as I was shuffling here because I don't want my femininity to be distorted. What would be the symptoms of that? I would be attracting the exact opposite of what I think I want, right? If my distortion is what's magnetic, well, no wonder I'm attracting the wrong kind of people. I just got hit by waves of goosebumps on there. Okay, April, let's see. What does the universe have in the area of balancing our femininity here for April? Oh, nice. This Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is an exciting card. I love when aces show up in any reading, so you can feel good about that. Can you see it? Okay, yeah. Um, and if we look at the picture on here, and I know you're a young mom, got little kids, and so you are living with the constant why is this? Why is that? Those questions from children when they're learning. And it is, every day is an amazing opportunity. And I think when you look at life the way kids look at it, they truly are exploring and discovering all the time. And they're wide open. They don't carry the fears that we adults carry, like we just don't want to make a mistake. We don't want to mess up. And so a lot of our learning and how we do things is totally stifled by time we're adults. So when you want to start a new project or move forward with something that's new and exciting, fear and doubt can capture you and trip you up. And so the cool thing about having kids yourself is look at how resilient they are. I mean, if your little one, when they were learning to walk, if they fell down, um, you guys didn't look at the little child and say, "Oh, look, poor thing, it'll never walk again." you know, I mean, kids just learn, they're learning machines. And so when they want to pick to accomplish something, it just goes straight away. So I would say that this card for you today, April, is letting you know that your children are going to be sources for you to search back into your own life and to plug in to who you were as a child. I'm seeing like a candle with the wick. It's like a white wick and it hasn't even been lit yet, where there's something connected to a hobby or an imaginary friend that you had way back when you were a kid, or something back there that brought you so much joy and a sense of real belonging, that's kind of waiting to be rebirthed. Okay, look at that little wand that is the magic wand with the spark on there. So that's what I'm feeling for you, that there's something around your femininity that is waiting for you to discover. I love that. If you have a chance, hi there, Carmel. If you have a chance to listen to the first part of this reading, you may resonate with that, what the teddy bears had to say for that first one. It was a reading for a single mom, and I know that you're not a single mom, but in a way, aren't we all single moms? You know what I mean? I mean, we can know we have a partner with us and still feel pretty darn alone during our parenting. Okay, so this is good news. Something very exciting is happening in the area of love for you. And love, when we're talking about this, remember I said it in the intro also, is that the kind of love that we want to attract is not necessarily just romantic love, it's every kind of love, to feel loved and cared for. One of my favorite ways of creating intentions right now for myself, it is to say, even though I don't know how, and then fill in the blank with something that rhymes at the end. There's scientific studies that show when you do things that rhyme, like a jingle, that your brain likes that and feels comforted by it. So that's why I do it. But even though I don't know how, I feel loved and cared for now. So you could write that down. Even though I don't know how, I feel loved and cared for now. It makes a little, it makes, I see that, April, God love you too, I know. But when it comes sometimes, and that's the case where even as a mom, you feel like you're taking care of, you're the one caring and loving for everyone else, and you don't feel cared or loved right now. You don't. So I'm actually making an affirmation that's not true, sort of, but it feels good. That's the thing about affirmations, it has to feel good. And for me, when I say, even though I don't know how, and that means I don't know how it's happening, because that's true, even though I don't know how, I feel loved and cared for now. And something inside of me smiles. I wish I could make it better than that, but that's how it is. And so I use that as an affirmation. Another example, last summer I was living in Mexico, and I said, not every day, not every 5 minutes, but whenever I was worried about how in the world I was going to get myself to Tennessee, I would say this little rhyme. I would say, even though I don't know how, I'm happily in Tennessee right now. Even though I don't know how, I'm happy in Tennessee right now. And my mind knew I was kind of saying something not true yet, but for whatever reason, um, I felt drawn to do it. And then now that I'm in Tennessee, I can say it and it's real in this world. Even though I don't know how, I'm really happy in Tennessee now. Okay, so that's what I would suggest for you, April. Okay, a new plan for how you're going to conduct your loving relationships, learning from your children, and was there anything else? Oh, um, if I feel like there was one other thing and now I've forgotten it, so you'll have to re-listen to the video and see. But anyway, thank you, thank you. Oh, I guess back circling around, thank you, Uni, just to take to heart the idea of balancing your feminine energy and leaning into the divine nature of the feminine. Okay, and April has had some private readings, and so I know we can cover this in your next reading too, April. So just remind me. Okay, and then Carmel, you're next, and I'm going to go for. I'm going to try probably finish this call in at top of the hour, so that I can get a few more in here. Oops, somebody messaged and I didn't see. So Carmel, what we're doing here, you can pick your deck. We have the Light Seers, and I should have told this before because then you could have been thinking about it. The Teddy Bears or the Angel Tarot. So if you want to let me know which of those decks. Oh, you're welcome, April. Talk to you soon. Have a good day. And then Carmel, which deck would you like me to use? Hey, Dee, I'm glad you're here. So you'll get your choice of decks too. There's the Angel deck, the Teddy Bear deck, and the Light Seers. So if you let me know. Thank you guys. Some of you are visiting me for the very first time, and this is truly how being in the right place at the right time, right? But welcome, and those of you who have been following me for a while, thank you, thank you. You may have heard me say that I crossed over to 5,000 followers just this week, and it's just so meaningful to me. That's why I'm doing this, Taurus, because I love you guys. The decks are the Light Seers, this black one. We have the Teddy Bear deck, and we have the Angel. Oh, I forgot to mention also that I have an Etsy shop now where I have readings, and there are lots of sales going on because it's Christmas. So if you want to go over there, I'm going to put a link into the comments below. Light seers. Okay. Um, I'll put the link to my Etsy shop in the comments below. So come over and just take a visit. You don't really have to get anything over there. I would just appreciate your, it's brand new. So if you go over and look at it and look at the readings, you can help me just with feedback. Maybe there's the theme of a reading that you would like to see me do. And I specialize in breakup and recovery, divorce recovery, heartbreak. People have cheated on you and that sort of thing. I've been doing that sort of work for definitely Dee. I'll put it in the notes below. But over 20 years, probably closer to 30 years now, if I counted all of them, working with heartbreak, because it's just a common theme, right? And when we think about the distorted feminine, which let me just show those cards. Okay, hang on. Where did I put them? At the start of the call, I drew cards for the overall theme of the call, and the divine feminine is what came up. And I did talk about it in the beginning because it's something that is irresistible. And when you're really looking for love, whether it's from your family or from a lover, children, whatever it is, the divine feminine is irresistible. And that really is the key to our success in love. And then the next card I picked was the distorted feminine, right? The opposite. This is the manipulative. There's martyr energy, victim energy, all kinds of very unattractive parts of femininity that come because of hurt. It just comes because of hurt. But these are the two cards that are at the front and end of this reading, which is pretty remarkable. So what we're wanting here now is to find what it is that we can do to balance that out and embrace the divine feminine and be able to own or recognize the distortions that could be holding love away. For those of you who have not visited me before, I'm Catherine. This is Tarnished Angel Tarot, and tarnished because we all have a little bit of a rascal in us. We have a shadow side that makes us spicy and delicious. So that's just the way it is. And once you start embracing all of yourself, that's when real attraction has its way. You find yourself in the right place at the right time more and more often. So thank you for coming aboard. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, do that. And the thumbs up helps me so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Taurus, this is a gift for you because of how you've stretched and blessed me this whole year. So this card is for Dee. And if you would like a card, all you have to do is pop into the comments and let me know which deck you would like. We have the angel deck, the teddy bear deck, and the light seers. So Dee. Oh, my friend Dee. Uh-huh. So a lot of inner conflict, a lot of the desire to make an advancement. I mean, this card to me is a symbol of tremendous desire and frustration at the same time. These guys are in training. And so it shows me, like, it reminds me of the brain and the brain cells, actually, where there's just, in fact, you might be a person, I don't know if you've ever heard the term neurodiverse, but I'm neurodiverse, and meaning that the way I think about the world, the way I perceive the world is atypical. And so a lot of the stresses I feel are due to being really sensitive. In fact, there's a category of people called HSP, highly sensitive people. So you might want to take a look at that, because the reality is you have the answer. There's a part of you that knows exactly what to do. And that's symbolized up here with that flame. That is the flame of the wands. It's our passion. It's our connection to the divine. It's what keeps us going forward and finding that next logical step so that you can manifest what it is that you're wanting. It's like every one of these characters knows that the answer is in the divine, but somewhere down in here are these parts of yourself that are tugging. They're unimportant details. They're things that shouldn't be bothering you anymore. There's this internal struggle to not accept part of your giftedness. It's like rejecting parts of what you can do, but you're kind of doing it to yourself. So then you might be attracting people who are reflecting that to you. Okay, so what I like to do with this kind of energy is just get out a piece of paper and do the old fashioned thing, draw a line down the center of that paper and do a pros and cons. And whatever decision it is that you're facing, or whatever it is you think you need to do. And on one side of the paper, write down everything that is positive about taking the step you're thinking about. On the other side of the paper, write down all of the negatives, because there's more conflict coming from the inside of you than there is coming from the outside. Can't blame anybody for this, okay? So let me just see if there's anything else here. Yes, this is more training. This is like a training that's going on. There's nothing here designed to hurt you. It's like as you feel like you're stretching and growing through this time, you're going to be able to put some things behind you that are not going to come back and bother you. But you cannot reject any parts of your own being. It's self-acceptance is the deep answer here. Okay. So I'm creating a phrase that might work here. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling so much inner peace right now. Even though I don't know how, the situation is all resolved now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling so much better now. That's one of my favorites. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling so much better now. Because as Louise Hay would say, in this moment, all is well and I am safe. And when you start telling yourself the truth, all the parts of you that are worried are going to come into alignment. Okay. And if you have like anxiety or there's a lot of overaction in your thinking, um, I would talk to somebody about that. Don't Google it, but just talk to someone about who has some expertise in anxiety. I deal with it with tapping. I use tapping to help people step down from anxiety. But if you can't get rid of that cycling in your mind, don't try to do it by yourself. Okay, talk to someone. Okay, excellent. Kind of got lost a little bit in that one. So if somebody wrote a note and asked for a card, do that again. Thank you so much for coming in and being part of this energy today. I really love you guys. I love the cards. I love that I can trust the cards to do their work. I love that there's people here who don't have the same situations, and yet the cards can still speak to them. So let's see here. I think I'll go back over to the teddy bear deck here. Whoops. Anybody else want a reading? I'm just going to shuffle this up. All we need is for you to pop in and let me know which deck you would like. We have the light, seers, the angel, and the teddy bears. Anybody else want a free reading today? Take the next logical step and put a comment in there. Let me know which deck you pick. If this is fun for you to hang out here, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Join the energy. If you'd like a reading, just drop a comment. Let me know which deck, teddy bears, light seers, or angel. The light, oh, okay. Hello, Jahan. Welcome. And we're doing love readings. So let's see what card we pull for Jahan's future in love. And welcome. So glad that you're here. And those of you who, if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click on the bell so you're notified next time I have a live reading, because I will be doing this again. This is lots of fun. And your thumbs up show me that you guys are having fun too. Okay, John. Let's see. Thank you. Thank you. So interesting card. I love that you thanked me, and then we can see the devil's like, what? The devil. I love the devil in this deck because it's such a, oops, I'm sorry, I keep hitting the tripod, because it's a very sensual card. And Taurus, Taurus is our earthy, and there's a sensuality and knowledge of sensuality that is core in Taurus. And so it makes sense that this card would come out. So I would say, Jahan, that this is showing, I mean, to me, I see something that has to do with your past. So let me just go there, all right? I know you asked me about the future. But when I look at this card, look right here. See the little figure? Yes, yes. I figure when you look at the little figure, what you're seeing is that it's a puppet, okay? And it's sad. Its head, it's down, and the figure is really the opposite energy of the sexuality that is with this devil figure. And so what I'm seeing here is that this is like a double-edged sword. I think that in a way, as some of your past relationships have been entangled, where there was confusion, there was miscommunication, there may have been accusations, and quite frankly, a bunch of immature crap, right? Because as we have those early relationships, we are just so clueless about what it means, what to say, how to, especially how to leave situations gracefully, right? I wish that breakups were just more graceful and merciful, where people wouldn't have to make, a huge war out of a breakup. But it shows me here that in order for you to walk forward to something that's very fulfilling physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually, you need to cut the strings from your past situations. You may have been controlling in a certain relationship because in order to feel comfortable, you created some boundaries that were very strict for you. And so the other person may have felt controlled, but you were just taking care of yourself. Or you may have felt like you were a puppet on that someone else was controlling you. But I would say that this card is a promise that as you come to grips with the entanglements, from your past, and just eliminate them, allow them to, you know what? If you think about a spider web, um, all you have to do is just take like your hand, and it's nothing, right? You just go and you can wipe it away completely. That's kind of what this is like. There's just this entanglement memories that are going to need to be cleared before you can attract someone that is really a true match for you. So I hope that makes sense to you. I really feel like you're at a fork in the road, and that on one hand, you could go forward and attract the same kind of person in the past because that's the pattern that you have. Or the other fork is, no, I want something fresh and new. I'm going to find a way to eliminate the shadows from the past. So if I were to create a couple of affirmations about it, it would sound something like, even though I don't know how, my past is really behind me now. Isn't that cool? And I don't know how this works, you guys. I've been using it now probably for about maybe a year. I read about it in a book, the idea of making like a jingle or a little poem in your affirmation, because the brain likes repetitive stuff like that and it tends to remember it. So I like to start, even though I don't know how, um, I've totally excuse me, even though I don't know how, I've walked on past my ex right now. Now, I see I have to feel it out loud because it has to kind of feel right to me. Even though I don't know how, I'm free of all my anger now. Ooh, I like that one. That's nice. Even though I don't know how, I'm getting ready for love right now. So anyway, that's what I randomly do. Like when I have my clients and we're doing private readings, they come out private for you, but it's a real feel thing for me. There's no script here. So Jahan, I hope that that helps you. Okay. And reach out, let me know. I have time for probably one more person before I go. Thank you so much for coming. This is so great. I love it. I've been doing readings for almost an hour now. And I'm delighted that you're here to watch and we can do this together. I will do it again. So one last reading. Who would like to step up? Just all you have to do is just put which card, which deck you would like to have in the comments. We have the teddy bear deck, the angels. Oh, you're welcome, Jahan. I'm glad that you was helpful. Excellent, excellent. So if you'd like a reading, pop in. We have teddy bears, we have angel deck, and we have the light seers. And I'm just going to shuffle up light seers here. I can do one more. Who will it be? This is, I love, YouTube is fun because it puts the law of attraction in action in front of my face every single day. Because the people that show up for the readings and the recorded readings, it touches my heart that the little stories and the cards are encouraging and inspiring to people. It's very fun. And there are lonely days, you know, when you are single. I'm single, but you can even have lonely days when you're in a couple. And it just goes to show you that there's always a way to find a little bright spot, bring a smile to yourself. And that, to me, is the core of the divine feminine, is just exquisite self-care, you know, the nurturing of yourself. And that's kind of, in fact, let me just show that off one more time here, as long as I might have new people. At the beginning of this call, I started out by drawing cards for the theme for the call from the True Love Oracle. And I drew the Divine Feminine, which I knew wanted to have a voice today and to be able to provide guidance. And then I pulled a second card and I pulled the Distorted Feminine. And I got the message loud and clear that what we're doing is we're bringing healing to this part of us that creates the manipulation and the victim martyr energy that goes on when a female is just exhausted and overwhelmed, and get us balanced back into the divine feminine, which is what is our most attractive vibe. Is when we're vibing in the divine feminine, people want more of that. And that's the heart of today's messages. And one more, going once, going twice. Who wants to pop in for a free reading? Also, I do have my shop on Etsy now, and I have, I think, 4 or 5 readings that have themes, specializing in breakup recovery and doing this very work we're talking about here, about clearing out breakup energy from the past, is what I love to do and would love to help you out. So, okay, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to close the reading. Let me just pull an angel card for us. Let's see which one. Oh, here. I really enjoy Kyle Gray's cards. They're wonderful. So let's draw a card for all of us to seal the deal. It's like dessert after. Hi, Pretty. Oh, Pretty, I want to be able to draw you a card. So I'm going to stretch myself a little bit for you. So Priti is one of my most faithful Taurians. Love you, girl. So we have 3 decks to pick from. We have the Light Seers, the Angel deck, and we have the Teddy Bears. So which one would you like? I'll draw you a card, and then I will close us. Aw, the feeling is mutual. Which deck would you like for your reading? And then I will pull an angel card to just put the frosting on the cake here. The angel deck, teddy bears, or light seers. Thank you again for everyone that has spent some time with me today. I really appreciate it. I will be back. This looks like a good time too to do this at 10 o'clock my time. Okay, Preeti, I'm going to pick one for you, and I'm going to pick the light seers. Okay, what is it that would be uplifting for Preeti this morning? Oh, see, look at that. I picked this. I picked what you wish for. Okay, cool. My camera is just about running out of juice, so it's good timing. Okay, so we have the world, and what a perfect card for you. And be sure to listen to the early readings on here too, because I feel like you're going to get some messages from the earlier cards. But with this world card, it closes out a cycle. All right. So the first thing to realize is that you are walking into something new. And if you look at it, there's no suitcases, there's no backpack, no purse. This figure is walking through with nothing, going off on a fresh start. Remember that the Fool card started the journey at a 0. And so it shows that there is something in your world right now when it comes to love, that you are going into a new cycle. I would guess that it's geared towards the whole theory of self-love, for sure, the whole idea of really learning to accept and appreciate yourself for everything you've done, everything you've accomplished so far, and that and practicing a deep sense of self-appreciation. It seems like there's going to be some decisions that are coming. Could be around your career, and that could change everything because that's going to impact your love life too. And so there's a sense of live fearlessly. You might want to write that down. Live fearlessly, and know that your inner guidance is going to help you every step of the way. Okay? As you make the choices that you need to make, the affirmation that might be helpful: even though I don't know how, I'm feeling better about my future now. Even though I don't know how, I'm feeling very comfortable now. Even though I don't know how, this new world looks exciting now. And that's a good one. Like if you're feeling fearful or nervous, that can feel the same as being excited. So even though I don't know how, I'm excited about my future now, really is the energy of this world card. Okay. So there you go. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. And now let me draw us an angel card. And to close off our session, thank you guys so much for joining in. If there are any other topics or questions, you can leave them in the comments. You can send me an email. It's tarnishedangeltarot@gmail.com. Send me an email, reach out, because that way I could create videos that actually answer the questions that you have. If you're interested in a private reading, I have my Etsy. You can click the link. I'll put it in the comments below. And you can come visit me over at Etsy. All right, so let me draw an angel card for all of us. Beautiful. Study and learning. Thank you, angels, for allowing me to see that every day is a learning day. This is just the perfect card to close the reading, because as you're learning about your femininity, what is the divine feminine? How does that even fit in today's culture? I mean, you don't walk around asking people, how's your divine feminine today? Right? I mean, there's like, what is the context for it? And so it's something for all of us to learn. And if you're feeling like you're not getting enough love and you're not feeling being cared for, that's something we can learn about. What is it that will change me so that I feel more loved? And as a single person who I really enjoy being single, I am dating and I enjoy that process too a little bit. But for the most part, I don't want to put my feeling loved in the hands of other people. I want to be in control. So I am learning, and I'm glad you guys are joining me. I'm not alone. I have the angels backing me up. And I do love to use these little even though affirmations. So for mine, even though I don't know how, I am feeling loved and cared for now. So I just give that affirmation to you guys. Try using it and let me know how it works for you. But my world is softening up. And there's even a real cranky person that I know. That person is less cranky. And when they're with me, I'm not sure how my affirmation could change their behavior. But if I don't have to be with the cranky side of that person, it's okay by me. So even though I don't know how, I'm feeling loved and cared for now, and especially by all y'all. So bless you all. Bless you, Preeti. Thank you. I received the love and blessings, and I'll see you on the next live call. It will be at 10 o'clock PST Pacific. I mean, yeah, wait, Central Time. I think I put the wrong time in the in my ad. So, but anyway, thank you for being patient with me as I learn how to do this. Have a beautiful day, and we will see you on the next call.